Oh, hey there. Fancy meeting you here. You know, you're probably wondering what it is I'm doing. No, it's not just content for my OnlyFans. I actually am getting my hamstrings ready for this video that I'm about to show you about tight hamstrings. So it's meta, very meta. But if you have tight hamstrings and you've ever Googled it, you've probably seen all kinds of crazy stuff. In fact, you probably already know at this day and age, because you have Instagram, that you're not supposed to stretch tight hamstrings. So what the frick are you supposed to do to get rid of those tight hamstrings? What does it even mean? Well, if you have tight hamstrings, the first thing it means is that you're broken. There's something definitely wrong with you and you need to be fixed or put down. But if you do have potential, if you do have a chance to redeem yourself, it will be through a little bit of mitigation of the neuromuscular tension, so the neurological based tension, the muscular tension, and any potential osteopathic problems that you might have. So how do you know what you have? Well, number one, lie down and then lift your leg up into the air, keeping your knee locked out and straight. So if you can get to 90 degrees, it's not muscular. You're not having a lot of muscular tension, because a strong mobile muscle will only get you to about 90 degrees. And if you're one of those hypermobile, really flexible people and you can kick yourself in the face, then if you have tight hamstrings, what you're feeling is your hamstrings tightening because of ligament laxity and other more lax tissue around your core, your glutes, and your hips. And if your hips are not stabilized, the hamstrings will get tighter. But if you can get to 90, if you can't get past 45 degrees without feeling restriction, then you've got some muscular or neuromuscular issues. So how do you solve them? Let me show you. What we're doing is an assisted crunch or a cable roll-up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put about half my body weight, or maybe 2/3 of my body weight, 1/3, a significant amount of weight on the weight stack. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab it, lie down, straighten my legs out, and this machine's going to be pulling me forward. And because I'm getting this assistance, my hamstrings, my core, my low back don't have to be tight. So from the seated position, I'm just going to round out my low back and my upper back, and I'm going to touch the first couple of vertebrae, trying to touch my low back to the ground. I have a little sciatica, so I feel the kind of burning, stretching, popping of the spine moving and relaxing a little bit. So I can already feel some of the changes. I'm going to do these little partial reps. This isn't stressful because remember, I'm getting assisted on this roll up. So I'm taking some of the muscular stretch out so I can floss the sciatic nerve and really start to neurologically mobilize the hip and the hamstring and the legs. I'll do 8 reps that way. I'll lay all the way down. I'll do a little tiny bit of a crunch, pushing my low back into the floor to try to get it from the opposite end, allowing my back to move a little bit more. I'm going to do 8 reps of that. Then that's the neurological mobilization. And then muscularly, I'm going to floss the sciatic nerve with my foot by dorsiflexing the toe, pushing the heel to the sky, and I'm going to go for about 15 reps. I'm going to feel that right here in the back of my leg. Again, that's not a hamstring limitation as much as it is a neurological limitation, but you can already see how I'm getting a little bit more range of motion just from doing that. I'll do 15 on each leg, and then to test to see whether I got anything out of that, I'll come over, I'll touch the floor. So, it's the first time in my whole life that I've been able to bend over and touch the floor without, well, that's ever. So, through the process of releasing the neurological tension, the muscular tension, it reveals whether or not there's an osteopathic problem or osteoblock. If you have a bone-on-bone situation, you're going to feel a click, you're going to feel a jarring jam, and then you know exactly where you're at. So Tight hamstrings are revelatory about what's going on with your body. The reason why we don't want to stretch tight hamstrings is because if you have a muscle that's weak and you keep lengthening it and lengthening it and never let it relax, that muscle just gets weaker and weaker and starts to go away. The sarcomeres die and it's not able to stabilize against its antagonist, and that's what's happening in your hip. So if you have tight hamstrings, stop stretching them, mobilize them in a different way, then go about your workout as normal. You'll recruit the muscle differently, and that will help you build up your nice booty so that you too can bring forth the warrior within.